We're out here at the Orland Grasslands, and this is Pat, the steward. What do you guys do out here?
Well, I am the volunteer site steward for Orland Grassland, which is a forest preserve district of Cook County property. We got about 960 acres out here, and we have some very dedicated and committed volunteer citizen scientists, they call us, who are trying to bring our native habitat back here, bringing this prairie and grassland back to its vibrant, good health.
And what kind of habitats are you trying to bring back?
Well, the Orland Grassland is one of its attributes is its collection of ecosystems that are out here. The reason it's called a grassland and not a prairie is because it consists of shrublands and wetlands, and it has prairie, it has savannas, beautiful bur oak savannas. So it really consists of a lot of different components or elements of a broader system called a grassland. The plan started in 2002, and it's had several projects along the way where we've received some grant money. But important to us, of course, is that in 2002 the Volunteer Corps began. And so we have had a lot of people who have come out. Some of them are out here all the time, like me. You can't get enough of it. Others come out because it's their favorite season. Some like to do the clearing and the brush pile burning that we're doing today. Others might want to participate in seed collecting. Others might really come out for that one time a year when we actually put the seed back into the prairie, and it's joyful. It's putting life back into the prairie. So, each of us has our own moment. Some of us just relish all the moments. Important birds, though, are bobolinks, eastern meadowlarks, the grasshopper sparrow, the field sparrow. Let's see, who else do we have out here? Dick thistles are very important grassland birds. The habitat for these grassland birds just disappear quickly, very quickly. So that we have these kinds of birds out here at Orland Grassland and nesting is just absolutely remarkable. The invasive species that are particularly established here at Orland and dangerous to us are reed canary grass, white and yellow sweet clover, common reed, that big Phragmites that you see all over Orland Park, teasel. The state of Illinois has finally recognized that teasel is a dangerous plant and is cooperating in trying to push it back. We have buckthorn. It's a bad thing. There is no good buckthorn. One of the things that is occurring in our culture and our society is a disconnect with nature. When we volunteers come out here, of course, we are very committed to bringing this back to good health and getting all these systems going. But there's another aspect that it's concerned us, and we are doing outreach for, and that is to get people back out here, back into nature, and feeling the loyalty and commitment and joy that goes along with being immersed in nature. One of the interesting things that I've noted is, there's a disconnect between nature and children, and that's been noted worldwide, countrywide, regionally wide. We have people come out here from the inner cities. They're in a high school, they want to help, they get out in the middle of Orland Grassland and they clutch at each other because they are petrified to be in this open space. So they are very fearful. And then there's the parents, of course, who are very, very involved in their everyday lives, getting their children here and there and everywhere. They have not really passed along any kind of caring or nurturing. Nurturing is a big word. Nurturing for nature. Nature can't be left alone. We've destroyed too many of the links in the chain, so nature needs people.
There were 22 million acres of prairie grassland in Illinois in the early 1800s, and now by 1978 there were 2,300 acres of prairie grassland. By 1978 it was all gone. So we have an opportunity here locally to restore grassland, and grassland helps purify water. It helps restore birds that once lived here. They're now making it their new home. Our mascot of the Orland Grassland Volunteers is the bobolink, and the bobolink travels from South America every year to nest here. Little things we can do to remove invasives in the prairie grassland, restore some seed, and bring the birds back and bring the butterflies back and you'd be surprised what you see that you never saw before.
Well, let's see. I've been coming out here for over 10 years now, and it's really become a big part of my life. I got involved because it was something to do that seemed really fun, and it turned out it was a lot more fun than I could have anticipated. Spring's coming right around the corner. We're going to be looking for some of the spring flowers. We're going to be scouting for invasives. During the summer, we're dealing with those invasives. In the fall, we're seed collecting. So there's year-round work out here. It's an awesome place. I love seeing it in pictures because we know what the neighboring community looks like. But when you see a vista like that in a photograph, it takes you away from the congestion and the homes and the people of the area. And you can actually achieve that out. And there's a lot of areas where if you're in the right little valley there, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything other than the nature that's out here. It's one of those things. It's going to be a lifelong project for everybody. It's going to be up to the younger people. It's going to be up to your kids to maintain it into perpetuity. As it turns out that it's not going to take care of itself. You can't just let it be and let nature take its course, because we've had so much disturbance to our natural environment. It can't function like it used to, like it needs to. Being out here in the middle of summer and seeing what it can be is just unbelievable. It's just a really beautiful place.
You'll be surprised when you go out here and see.
Yeah.
It's going to be very wide. It's very wide open.
Oh yeah, just describe your grassland experience, about when you started, how it's impacted you.
Right. Hi, my name's Dorothy Navarra, and I've been a volunteer with Orland Grassland since 2012, and I always loved being outdoors with nature, and this has given me the opportunity to learn so much more that's around me and to understand the ecosystem in suburbia. It's, just been a great learning experience for me. So if anyone loves being outdoors, this is the way to spend your time, and then you can actually feel like you've made an imprint in an area that you drive by every single day and learn so much more. So.
I'm Luke.
I'm Jeff Watsky. We're here together, father-son team. We like to come out to the Orland Park Grasslands. We've heard about it a long time ago through originally Cub Scouts, and now my son's a Boy Scout, and we continue to try to volunteer a couple hours a year here. So this is probably about our 5th total time of helping out with the grasslands. We feel it's important to, as we continue to take and do things, and we drive by here to give back and try to bring things back to where they were in the past. But being community members here, living in Tinley Park, right across the street actually from the grasslands, we feel it's important that as they continue to build, that we actually maintain some areas that are back to where they were, thousands of years ago, hopefully, to help with the ecosystem and the drainage of the proper drainage of water and whatnot. So I think they're doing a big part here, and I think if each of us could give a couple hours a year, if you have time, it would help make a tremendous impact to with the man hours to help out with the volunteer effort that's needed. We've also been involved with another location down further south from here. That's around Route 30 and I-57, kind of on the Old Plank Trail area there. So there are other grassland areas as well throughout the Will and Cook County areas.
It's fun to do. You get to know people that you didn't know before, and you're helping out the environment, and it's fun. I'm from Troop 442 from Tinley Park.
So it's a great workout. You're out in the natural habitat and seeing birds and animals and plants and flowers that you wouldn't have imagined that you would see that are just right here in your neighborhood actually. So it's a great experience.
My interest goes back a long ways. I can remember back before I could become a Boy Scout. We didn't have a Cub Scout program when I was growing up. The Forest Preserve District is getting more active now in training volunteers. So, for instance, we have bird school and some things like that. But, what we're doing right now is I'm trying to become certified as a brush pile burner. I've been working here for a couple of years, helping out in burn piles, but now we have to go through some training and so forth and be observed when we're doing it, which I think is a very good idea.
I learned that you could actually make a lot of progress depending on how many people you have. We got a lot done in not that much amount of time, so that's another important thing why you just need a lot of volunteers to come out and help us with this, and you could get tenfold progress.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. It represents one of the many things that we do out here. I just want to take a minute though and thank Jim, the Eagle Scout who organized not only this filming but also the events earlier this year that accomplished a lot of the clearing that you've seen here today. Jim is great. The Eagle Scouts as an entity of their own, they have contributed so much to healing the lands. For me personally, I probably had half a dozen, maybe a dozen troops come out here. It's also a great thing to see not only the Eagle Scouts, but the enthusiasm of their families that they bring with them. Their siblings, their parents, their uncles, their aunts, other scouts. It's just a great event when they come out here to do that. So it's great, and I hope and encourage them to keep on thinking of us as their project. For more information, go to our website at www.orlandgrassland.org. You're going to find out a lot about us. There's a contact us, which would be contacting me for more information. And there are so many beautiful pictures on there just to help you relive and be able to educate yourself on what's out here. And we've only scratched the surface with those pictures, so there's a lot more to come from here. So thank you very, very much, Jim, for doing this.
No problem.